So guess what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking?
It's a salty bitch.
Hey, you are what you drink, my friend.
Actually, I'm not salty tonight. All that noise you hear, we're live at Moxie. This is our live podcast. It's finally here.
This is it. We're here. We're doing it. We have been broadcasting this event, marketing this event, talking about this event nonstop for the past week, and it's finally here. And we just want to say a big thank you to Moxie Hotel for hosting us this evening. So thank you so much. Thank you, Justin, the captain, and thank you, Goose, for always being here with the supportive lick when we need one. We really appreciate that.
That was awkward.
Well, you know, I like to make it awkward. I do.
You do make it very awkward.
And we also want to thank our Zen community. So thank you to all of our friends who are here supporting us tonight and who are continue to support us through this podcast and through this crazy journey that we continue to take together.
I know. We're almost 100 episodes in, and we're celebrating with a live podcast. So thank you for tuning in and sharing your time with us. We would not be here without each and every one of you.
Exactly. And then one more quick thank you to Frankie Hilbert of Frankie's Family. Thank you so much. We are collecting coats for the West End of Louisville. So thank you, Frankie, for allowing us to share this event with you. And if you did bring a coat today, thank you very much for bringing that in.
Let's talk some stats on Frankie real quick, though.
All right,
before we continue.
What you got?
So Frankie was able to help out 450 children this year.
That's amazing.
50 seniors.
Yes.
And raised over $45,000. So he is an angel himself. So thank you, Frankie, for doing all the work. We love you.
That's awesome. We love you. We do. So we are at the Moxie, and we are at a hotel. And there are a couple of things that we seem to do in hotels that we don't necessarily do when we're at home.
Can you elaborate on that, Shannon?
Absolutely. Well, a couple. First of all, how many of you use a fresh towel every single day? Just a show of hands. Anyone use a fresh towel? Because I know the hell I don't do it. And I bitch at my husband when I'm like, you don't need a new towel. We're not at the Marriott. What are you doing? You better use that towel again.
I'm like, I ain't drying that bitch.
No. I ain't got time for laundry. Nobody got time for that. So I don't use my towel every day, like a clean towel every day. Like, I mean, I'm clean when I get out of my shower. Why do I need a clean one? But I feel like when I'm at a hotel, I always have a fresh towel.
Well, this is the thing. They make them so inviting. They roll them. They're all like maybe in shapes of stuff. I'm like, well, I need to grab that.
Right.
I need to touch that, and I need to put that on my body.
Are you making a swan towel at home?
I might. I'm not above it. I'm not above it. It'll probably look like a blob, but I'm not above it.
Well, yeah, and I have been on several trips with you, and I know how much you love a hotel robe.
I am a robe snob.
You are a robe snob.
Like, I think that I've actually called hotels before, and if they did not have a robe, I am going to be like, I need a robe. I need a robe instead.
You need a robe instead. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's one of those things that if I have a hotel robe, then I'm going to wear it, and then I'm usually going to wrap that up, and I'm going to eat room service in my bed, in my robe. So that's, something that I definitely don't do at home. I'm not making, dinner and then putting on my robe and then eating in my bed when I'm at my house. Just, it's not happening. No. And then there's definitely a difference between the activities I do in a hotel room versus the activities I do at home. So there are certain things that when we check into a hotel room, I get really excited if we check in and we have two beds. Because I'm like...
Are you bouncing from bed to bed?
We are bouncing
Don't lie,
from
you've
bed
done it.
I do.
I could totally see Dan doing this, by the way, like bouncing.
Yes, it definitely happens.
Your inner squirrel comes out.
But this is where, you can hang out, you can get busy in one bed, and then you both have the liberty to sleep in a separate bed. It is what saves marriages all over the place. It's fantastic.
Or you dirtied up that bed, just go to the other bed.
Then you got to clean one. You don't even ask for clean sheets.
It's so inviting. Again, it's inviting.
It is inviting. It's always nice.
So if I do stay at the Moxie, I do feel compelled to say that I have been known to get room service.
Yes.
And I love it.
Yes.
In my robe. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I wipe my mouth on the sheets. if I can't find the napkin. I actually wrote that down as some weird hotel behavior. And as we've always known that we want to have an interactive podcast, so we polled our guests here tonight.
Yeah, well, what did you find in your magic scroll of participation?
I have to say, people got into this.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for it. I'm like, thank you, Zen people, because, okay, so I'm just going to start with the lesser of the evils.
Okay.
One person said they never have to make the bed, So this gives me a clue that they actually make their bed at home, and I have to applaud you. I'm like, you're doing the work, but
You are.
I never make my bed, so it doesn't really matter. So there's that one. And then another person said threesomes, and I you know, it's
All
just
right.
okay.
Again, things maybe you do in a hotel that you don't do in your own bed. I don't know.
So
This is a judge-free zone.
Judge-free zone. We
It's
don't
a
know
safe space, right?
we're here for that.
We're doing what you need to do.
This is great. So, what are some other things that people are talking about in their hotel?
Oh, they get good.
Okay, they change the sheets daily. That seems to be a common one. Oh, they walk around nude.
Don't you find you walk around way more nude in a hotel room?
Yes, but here's the thing. I'm really glad I grabbed my robe today when I was getting out of the shower because I realized that I did laundry last night and I still have all my things in the laundry room. And I grabbed my robe, which I was home alone, so I didn't really need to. But thank God I did because the UPS man was at my door, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I mean, you could see it would have been a show.
If you guys are new to the podcast, I'm sorry, but if you're not new, you know that Georgie barks. You knew the UPS man was there. Shame on you.
I was in the shower. That activity must have happened while I was away. I don't know, but
So some of you may know that I recently went to Mexico,
yes, you did.
and I'm finally back.
Thank you for coming back. We appreciate that.
Shannon was a little worried.
I was. You were gone for 9 days. That's a long time.
And you're usually the one that's gone.
And you weren't checking your texts.
I wasn't, not a lot. Not a lot.
Not a lot.
I was kind of distant. But I did think about how the power of traveling with your spouse, because you're together for 9 days, and it's like, you know, I love you, but it's a lot of PT.
It's a lot of quality time.
It's a lot of personal time.
Yeah.
So, do you have some things that you do with Ian when you're traveling? You're like, oh, I noticed this about.
Hey, it's not Georgie. It's cute.
It's
Just like in the closet.
Thank you.
That's great. Sorry. What was your question?
When you travel with Dan, there are things that you notice, like, oh,
Oh yeah. There's so many. Let's start with Dan is an avid traveler. Travels pretty much every weekend, all the time, and he has a very specific way he likes to get to the airport. We always park on the same level. We always park around the same spot. He has like a level of his airport walk is like he is in a walking marathon. I mean, he is trying to cross the finish line that I can't see. It's like in the distant future. I'm like, where are you going so quickly? The plane's not leaving. We have assigned seats. This isn't Southwest. Like, why are you walking so fast to get to the plane? I have no idea.
you walk so fast to sit.
And then we get to the gate and he hates to be like on the plane. Like he likes to be the last one. I really think it's because he likes to hear his name being called over the loudspeaker. It gives me anxiety, but I'm like, oh my God, yes, that's us. It's Kessler, Party 2, that's us. That's
We're
us.
here.
Every
We're
time.
here.
Every
It's so
time.
funny because I actually told Landon that story when we were about to board, and he was like, "No way, Dan does that." And I was like, "He does." He was so.
Every
Actually,
time.
it totally makes sense because he walks so fast to get nowhere.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, yeah. So that's usually like the weird things that he does like before we get there. And then when we're on vacation, and actually he does this at home too, he likes to read an article to me out loud. And first, I'm usually reading my own thing. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me take a pause where I'm going. And then he proceeds to read me whatever article he's reading. And it's like verbatim. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then he'll stop. And then I'll take a minute. And he's like, wait a minute, listen to this part. And I'm like, okay. Oh, here we go. And then, but he will proceed to read the entire newspaper this way to me. And I'm like, well, all right. Here we are.
I'm here for this. I love it when you read to me. I love it when Landon reads to me. Anybody can read to me. Allie Trutman can come read to me. Like, I'm like, who wants to read to me? I love it. But you can't stand it.
I can't
and so you
stand it.
grab things from me
I
when
do.
you
I'm
don't like it. You're like, let me read it. Just let me
read
read
it.
it. I'm
Right.
like, no. Just there's two different people in this. Let us read to you.
We will agree to disagree on this. I want to read my own shit. Just want to do it.
Moving on. Now I'm a salty bitch. Are you enjoying your salty bitch, by the way?
I am enjoying my salty bitch. This is delicious.
So, if you guys don't know what we're drinking, it's basically a spicy Paloma with this delicious stuff on the side. And I really don't know what to describe about it, but it's
Look, I
It's
can tell you,
amazing.
it's like a chili, lime, smoked, salty pepper garnish that you can literally lick off the side of.
You
So
just said
good.
a bunch of adjectives, like, and then you don't know. You're like, it's smoky.
Just making some shit up, but
You
it's
did.
really good. It's salty and it's delicious.
It's salty
and it's doing the
delicious.
trick.
So we also, as we have our cocktail,
Yes.
we noticed this is a great pour.
Yes. This
Like-
was it's to the rim. It's in a good. Like the glass is good, but this is where there's two schools of thought on this next comment. The different pours that you get in an establishment. So you can get like a minimal pour
Like a
that just kind of
scotch.
like coats the bottom. I don't know who's drinking that, but that's not my glass of wine. I'm not here for this.
If you give me a goblet and I can see that barely covers like the bottom,
Right.
get out of here.
I mean, I'm trying to go like Game of Thrones style. I need it to be to the top.
Mhm.
If I take a walk, it might spill over, and I'm okay with that. So
Yes.
I need a good heavy mom pour. And all the moms out there who drink wine, like you know what that is. Like it's been a long day. You've been with maybe you've been dealing with your kids. Maybe you haven't been dealing with your kids, but you need a good mom pour. And that is what I'm looking for when I go out to a restaurant. Not like a just fill the bottom. No, I need a good pour.
and I'm not here for like a clean rating. Like, yes, but I need a pour rating.
Yes.
Let me see on the wine glass where you're gonna pour before I walk in the door. Like, show me,
Right.
point to it, and then I'll go in.
Your food can be 5 stars, but if your wine is 2, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Because if you're at bottom of the glass, I'm gonna keep strolling.
Right. I need more. I
Just
need
gonna
the
let you know
whole
that thing is we're gonna make that happen in the city of Louisville. We're bringing it. Bye, guys.
bottle. No, I love that. I definitely would like to see a wine rating before I go anywhere.
Yes.
We're gonna make that happen.
And what else do you like to rate? Do you like to rate Christmas movies?
Well, before I rate Christmas movies, I rate like if we're going out and we're having a good time, I rate my shoes. Like
Oh.
there's certain shoes that you can wear that have like a 2-hour like lifespan. So when you put them on, you know you've got a good 2 hours in these shoes, and then they got to come off. Like you're turning the Cinderella, shit's gonna fall off. Like the pumpkin's gonna, cart's gonna turn back into pumpkin. Those are the kind of shoes that they look great, and they might be great for just sitting around having a cocktail with friends, but they're definitely not shoes that you want to wear just for a long night of walking, especially like on concrete or just something really uncomfortable
Or an outside event?
or an outside event.
And you always know the girl who has on the wrong shoes. And you kind of want to go up to her and like give her a Band-Aid and a hug.
Right.
Because it is, I'm like, girl, I hear you. I feel you. Listen,
I've been there.
I've been there. Like you wore them. Like you
Right.
just got them out of the box and you're like, these are going to look fire. And they did.
Right.
They did. When you took that selfie in the mirror, they did look like fire. But now your heels are burning. They're on fire. And you just want to go home.
All you want to do is take off your shoes.
All you want to do is take off your shoes.
Right, but
Have
you're
you
not-
ever been out somewhere and you're like, all I want to do is take off my shoes?
Yes.
And you find ways to like kind of take them off, like kind of.
But then as soon as you commit to the takeoff, then you're like, that's
You
it.
you can't get them
They
back on.
swell and then they can't go back in the shoe, and then you're stuck.
All blood flows right there.
Right. And they're like twice the size they started out the night with. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, you got to know your shoes. Especially around like derby time, you got to have the right pair because you're in your shoes like all day. There is no taking them off for the most part. I mean, you always have the option to take them off, but for the most part, your shoes are on. And that's
See,
it.
and Goose agrees.
And Goose agrees.
He's like, don't wear the fucking wrong shoes,
No,
girls.
don't do
Get
it.
it together.
Don't do it. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible.
So we rate our shoes,
We rate our shoes.
and then circling back.
Yes.
What else do you rate?
Well, I do rate a good Christmas movie. And with the holidays right around the corner, there's so many favorites. I mean, I love Home Alone, and I love Home Alone now more so like as a mom watching my kids watch it, and it's really funny to see like the parts that they like laugh at and like they're having a good time with.
It's kind of funny to watch it as an adult too. You're like, okay, that kind of pressed the limits a little bit.
they really did. Yeah. I mean, now today I think it would be a lot harder to have this movie like transpire.
Like the
way it
crotchety
did.
old uncle, like he's cheap and shit.
Oh.
Like I missed that as a
He's
kid.
still
I was like,
around.
oh,
Yeah.
he's cheap. That's kind of funny.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
But you recently got in a big argument with one of your
I did,
one of your
yes.
groups
We
about
did.
Die Hard.
We did. So we were talking about Christmas movies, and Die Hard came up because it's one of my personal favorite Christmas movies. And part of the group was like, "That's not a Christmas movie," and I was like, "Au contraire, mon frère. Yes, it is. It absolutely is a Christmas movie." And so we went back and forth of like, well, what makes a Christmas movie, what doesn't? And I brought some notes. So these are why I think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It takes place at a holiday party, not just any holiday party.
Yep.
A Christmas party. It's December 24th. What I mean, just
That's why John McClane is going to Holly.
Right.
Is to visit her during Christmas.
right. And her name itself is Holly. That's Christmassy.
Yeah.
It's a berry during Christmas. It's great. There's Christmas music on the soundtrack. Let It Snow is one of the original songs on the soundtrack. An Ode to Joy. When do you hear that song but outside Christmas?
Okay.
You don't. You don't. There's gift giving. The FBI gives Hans access to the Nakatomi Vault after the power outage. It's a season of giving. They're giving him a gift.
It's a little stretch, though. Okay.
It's a gift. It's still a gift.
I'll go with it.
Hey.
I'll go with it. I'm not going to,
That's okay. Santa makes an appearance when Bruce Willis sends that dead body down the elevator shaft with the Santa hat on, and it says, "Ho, ho, ho, now I have a machine gun." Santa, bitch. Santa's in the movie. Then there is snow in the end of the movie. And the last time it snowed in LA was 1962. And you know I'm an avid Hallmark movie watcher, and every Hallmark movie has snow in it. So, snow, Christmas movie.
Okay,
Bing, bang, boom.
I just think it's really easy. If the plot couldn't exist without Christmas or a holiday,
Right.
then it ceases. I mean, yes. So if it has to have the holiday in it, then it's a Christmas movie.
Which
Right.
it wouldn't happen if John McClane would not be in LA on Christmas Eve if it weren't a Christmas party.
Get off of it.
Right.
It's a
It
Christmas
is.
movie.
And there is an interesting statistic. In 2016, 1.3 million people watched Die Hard on Christmas Eve. More than Home Alone, Miracle on 34th Street, and Santa Claus.
Dang.
Boom. John McClane.
I think you just dropped the mic on that stat.
I did. So what are some other things for you that it's not the holidays until you...
I love The Family Stone. That's what I watch.
Yeah.
It's like my movie. But also, I find that I have weird behaviors around the holidays that it's not the holidays until I do this.
Okay.
And one thing I do is have a massive meltdown because I can't find any of the tape that I bought 3 weeks before because my kids are assholes and they steal all my tape and put
Right.
it around the banisters of my upstairs, and then I get really mad when I can't find it,
Yes.
and then I have that meltdown and I yell at them.
Yeah.
So that's holiday behavior number one.
Uh-huh.
And then I always feel like I have to pay that really, really, really exorbitant shipping cost. Like that it just knocks you off your feet. It costs more than the item itself.
actual gift.
You're like, I gotta get it
To
here.
make sure that it's your...
Because that must-have item, like,
Yeah.
you totally dropped the ball, or your kid asked for that one thing, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta do it. So until those two things happen, then it's not really the holidays.
I totally
like my
agree.
trees can be up. My tree will be up till February. It doesn't really matter. So. Yeah, my mom's like nodding over here.
Yeah, because she's going to be the one to take it down.
Oh yeah, I mean, if anything happens
sure.
around my house, my parents do it. And big shout out to my parents that are out here
They
tonight.
are here.
Like, they came out and
Yes.
and actually they watched my children while my husband and I were in Mexico, which was great. They cleaned my house. They organized my house. I was like, wow.
So it's like you have your own little elves that live in your house.
they
It's
are
amazing.
not. They are not on the shelf.
No.
They are elves that actually work and do shit.
They are elves that help. Yes. Well, listen, because we asked a lot of people tonight what were their, like, it's not the holidays until.
I sip more eggnog than I should. Oh, I'm here for that.
When else would you drink eggnog? Is that, I mean, do they even sell it any other time?
I don't think so, but if they do,
Yeah.
it's weird. Maybe in Switzerland. I'm gonna go with Switzerland.
Here's another eggnog. Yes. It's not the holidays until St. Nick comes. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not the holiday until you have seen Christmas Vacation. I don't know who this is, but I am with you 100%. Until I can see Chevy Chase come together with the lights and have that moment.
Or Shitter's Full.
Good.
That's
right.
funny.
That's a
That
good one
shit's
too.
funny.
That's a good one.
You hide from your extended family and get drunk with your siblings.
Yes, I'm here for this one too. Yep.
If you don't hide during the holidays, is it the holidays?
Right. It's just a weird family gathering at that point.
Yes.
Yeah. Any more?
Let's see. I had a lot of stacks over here.
Okay.
Oh, a lot of the tree is up.
Okay. Yeah, the tree is up.
And hide from family. A lot of hiding and a lot of trees.
Wow, you guys really don't like your family. I get it. It's tricky.
I get it.
Family's
I
tricky.
totally get that.
Yeah. I know. This one says the tree is up and Elvis arrives.
Elvis.
I don't know who Elvis is. I don't know. Is that your elf? I don't know. Like,
Oh, Elvis the elf.
maybe Elvis is their elf? Or maybe I just can't read and it says elves arrive. Definitely, that's what it says. Not Elvis. Just elves.
So going back to elves really quickly, this is a really funny story. So, we have random names for these elves on the shelves. By the way, whoever developed this, I want to kick them in the nuts, but
Right.
we're here now, we're with it. So our elves, my name is Pootie,
Yes. Pootie.
which is weird. We
It
thought
is
that
weird.
was weird. And then yours is Rondi.
Rondi.
Okay.
And my kids did ask Rondi if they knew Pootie, and Rondi wrote back and said yes, he does, and he likes to smell their socks. which might explain why you have so many socks laying around your house.
They're
now you
everywhere.
can just blame the elf. It's
But,
not really your kids.
well, we don't wear socks. We don't believe in them. We don't believe in either washing them, putting them together,
they
or wearing
believe
them
in
home.
leaving them at my house. I have a legit bucket of your kids' socks at my house.
Well, great. That's where they are.
That's where they are. You're looking for them.
But my nephew, Garrett, he named his elf a very interesting name. And I'm surprised I haven't shared this on the podcast before now because it is the most classic name. And when you guys hear this, you're going to be like, that's the best name ever.
Right.
And it's a 2 name. And I asked him on Thanksgiving, I was like, so is your elf arriving? And he said, yes. I was like, what's your elf's name again?